When Nicki Minaj went off online during Grammy weekend, it wasn't just a little industry shade. It turned into something way bigger, with claims that honestly shocked a lot of people. But here's the thing. Most folks don't actually know what started this beef in the first place. And behind the scenes, word is that Beyoncé and Jay-Z don't want this story getting out at all. So, let's break down the Grammy meltdown that had everyone talking. On February 1st, 2026, while the biggest names in music were packed inside the Grammy Awards at the Crypto.com arena, Nicki Minaj was noticeably missing. During the show, host Trevor Noah joked about her absence, saying she was still at the White House with Donald Trump, discussing very important issues. The crowd laughed, they clapped, and the moment passed on TV. But what happened next took over headlines for days. That same night, Nicki went on a rant on X, formerly known as Twitter, that lasted for hours. It kicked off around 8 p.m. Eastern and didn't stop until well past midnight. She started by going straight at Trevor Noah, making a homophobic allegation and claiming he was hiding his sexuality. Trevor refuses to come out the closet when everyone in the industry knows his boyfriend, and made it clear this was just the beginning. About 30 minutes later, things escalated. Nicki reposted a meme highlighting age gaps in Jay-Z's past relationships. The post claimed Foxy Brown was around 15 or 16 when Jay-Z was in his mid-20s. It also mentioned Aaliyah being under 18 while he was in his late 20s, and Beyoncé being a teenager when he was nearly 30. She wrote, "What in the fuck? Hashtag child predator." Alongside the post, Nicki wrote a blunt reaction and openly labeled the billionaire mogul a predator. From there, the claims took an even darker turn. Around 9 p.m., Nicki wrote that these people have been sacrificing children as a way of gaining and maintaining power. She went even further, claiming, "Your favorite artist has been practicing rituals in a satanic cult where they take babies from other countries and mutilate and kill them as a form of blood sacrifice to their god." Then came the business side of it. By about 10 p.m., Nicki announced she was putting her 6th studio album on hold, an album that was originally set to drop on March 27, 2026. She directly blamed Jay-Z, saying she was done releasing music for now, tagging him and writing that she hoped he was happy. Nicki said she wouldn't release anything else until her contract was renegotiated, and until she exposed what she described as sabotage tied to Billboard. But Nicki didn't stop with Jay-Z. She went after other celebrities too. She made transphobic claims about Chrissy Teigen, saying, "Everyone knows Chrissy Teigen has had a dick." Allegedly, she body-shamed singer Lizzo, saying she lost 300 pounds just to sell 300 albums. These attacks seemed to come out of nowhere, aimed at anyone who laughed at Noah's joke or commented on her absence. As the night went on, Nicki's rant shifted into politics. She started going after Democrats, calling them soulless, and told LGBTQ+ and Christian voters to leave the party. She claimed they've moved on from the gay vote to flying in people to vote for them. She also suggested voter fraud, without any proof. The backlash was immediate and harsh. Critics quickly pointed out what they called a clear double standard. Nicki's husband, Kenneth Petty, is a registered sex offender with a 1995 conviction involving a 16-year-old. Her brother, Galani Mirage, was convicted in 2017 on a child-related misdemeanor charge. Soon after, social media flooded her mentions with comments like, "Your dad, your brother, your hubby, SDFU pink wig predator." News outlets described the episode as unhinged and MAGA-fueled, with Forbes warning about possible legal risks. The LGBTQ+ community reacted with particular anger, pushing back on her attempts to sway them, and pointing out Democratic support for queer rights. Even some of Nicki Minaj's own fans, known as the Barbs, said they were concerned about her mental state. But here's what made this Grammy night meltdown so important. This wasn't just a random outburst. It was the explosive result of a fight that had been building for years, rooted in massive business disputes, claims of career sabotage, and a deep web of industry politics most people don't see. The money, the betrayal, and the Super Bowl snub. To understand why Nicki Minaj feels that Jay-Z and Beyoncé have something to worry about, you have to rewind to 2015. That was the year Jay-Z brought back Tidal, after purchasing the Norwegian tech company Aspiro for $56 million. Tidal was marketed as a platform owned by artists, one that promised fairer payouts compared to rivals, like Spotify and Apple Music. At a high-profile launch event in New York, 16 major artists were introduced as partners, including Nicki, Beyoncé, Rihanna, Kanye West, Madonna, and J. Cole. Each artist was promised a 3% ownership share in return for exclusives and public support of the platform. Nicki held up her end of the deal, dropping content exclusively on Tidal and openly promoting the service. Then in 2021, everything changed. Jay-Z sold Tidal to Square, now called Block, for a deal value between $297 and $302 million. Reports from outlets like Variety claimed each artist partner would walk away with about $8.9 million. But according to Nicki, that money never showed up.
So in a series of tweets, Nicki Minaj is claiming that Jay-Z owes her $100 to $200 million so far.
In July 2025, Nicki went back to X and publicly called out what she described as a huge underpayment. She said she was told the deal made no profit and that she was offered just $1 million, an amount she refused, saying it felt far too low and possibly meant to keep her quiet. According to Nicki, the money she believes she's owed is much higher, somewhere between $100 and $200 million, plus interest, which she referred to as a kind of karmic debt.
She tweeted, Jay-Z, call me to settle the karmic debt. It's only collecting more interest. You still in my top 5 though.
Here's where things get more interesting. Public records from the UK and US showed that Tidal's holding company was largely controlled by Jay-Z, with no clear evidence that all the promoted artists actually shared legal ownership. Music executive Steve Stout later said many artists, possibly including Nicki, never signed official shareholder agreements, making the ownership more symbolic than legally binding. Nicki pushed back on that claim. She argued the public signing was valid and said withholding payment amounted to fraud. She also said that if she ever received a settlement, she planned to use the money to help fans pay for college and student loans through her Student of the Game program, framing the fight as both justice and giving back. But the Tidal dispute was only part of the story. In September 2024, another moment reignited Nicki's anger. Roc Nation, Jay-Z's company, partnered with the NFL and chose Kendrick Lamar over Lil Wayne for the Super Bowl halftime show in New Orleans. For Nicki, this hit close to home. Lil Wayne is her mentor and her label mate at Young Money, and New Orleans is his hometown. To her, it didn't feel random. Nicki accused Jay-Z of personal bias, claiming his ego played a role and that Southern artists were being sidelined, posting online, denying a young black man what he rightfully put into this game for no other reason but your ego. Your hatred for Birdman, Drake, and Nicki got you punishing Lil Wayne.
She felt like Lil Wayne. She feels like Lil Wayne should have been the performer at the Super Bowl in New Orleans.
She pointed to how Eminem made sure 50 Cent appeared during the 2022 Super Bowl, suggesting Jay-Z's decision was driven by personal issues, not talent. Birdman, Lil Wayne's mentor and co-founder of Cash Money Records, backed her up, calling the move disrespectful. Then in October 2025, Nicki revealed what she described as another betrayal. She claimed Jay-Z demanded a beat she had already locked in for her 2018 album Queen, specifically for her collaboration with The Weeknd. According to her post, Jay-Z got mad that I wouldn't give him a beat that I had already began legal paperwork for, the song she did with The Weeknd on Queen. Nicki claimed she was told it was Beyoncé's beat, and that Jay-Z let it happen, then later tried to sue her for using a similar sound. That accusation pulled Beyoncé into the situation. Even though Nicki has always said her real issue is with Jay-Z, she used an insulting nickname for Beyoncé, suggesting she played a role rather than directly attacking her. The post quickly went viral, pulling in tens of thousands of likes, and sparking heavy debate among fans. But Nicki says this was never just about beats or money. She began claiming a larger pattern of sabotage, alleging Roc Nation was limiting her reach online, using bots to push rivals like Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B, and others, while also interfering with her tours. She even suggested her 2024 arrest in Amsterdam for marijuana possession was intentional retaliation. In her view, Jay-Z wasn't just a business rival. He was actively trying to take her career down. So why should Jay-Z and Beyoncé actually be worried, and what happens next? On the surface, it sounds unlikely. They're billionaires with a powerful empire. She's a rapper known for public feuds and controversial statements. But once you look closer, there are real reasons for concern. First, there's Nicki's fan base, the Barbs. This isn't a normal fan community. They're extremely loyal, highly organized, and quick to act. When Nicki Minaj speaks, millions listen. Her Grammy night post pulled in over 6 million views, and her hashtags trended worldwide. If she were to call for boycotts of Roc Nation artists, or Jay-Z's business ventures, her fans would move immediately. Second, there's her political alignment. Nicki's public support for Donald Trump isn't just about ideology. It's about influence and protection. In January 2026, she attended a White House event tied to Trump's media launch, showed off a Trump gold card, and openly called herself his #1 supporter. Online, some users reacted by saying people should be genuinely concerned. The idea that Nicki suddenly has access to presidential power adds a dangerous layer to the feud. Trump has already defended her publicly, criticizing Grammy Awards and Trevor Noah. If Nicki pushes further, political attention could spill into Jay-Z's business world. There's the legal angle. Reports claim Roc Nation sent Nicki a cease and desist in 2025, warning her to stop mentioning Jay-Z and Beyoncé, or face a possible multi-billion-dollar defamation lawsuit. But defamation cases against public figures are hard to win, and they come with a major risk: discovery. That process could force both sides to reveal contracts, communications, and internal business records, exposing things Jay-Z and Roc Nation may want kept private. Fourth, Nicki's claims connect with broader industry criticism. Even if most of her accusations remain unproven, questions about whether Tidal was truly artist-owned have existed for years. Stories about artists being underpaid or pushed aside are common enough that her allegations don't sound impossible to casual listeners. That alone could damage Jay-Z's image as an artist, advocate, and business mastermind. And maybe most important, Nicki is acting like she has nothing to lose. She's already wealthy. She's already controversial. She's paused her album and even hinted at retirement, blaming Jay-Z directly. When someone is willing to burn bridges to make a point, they become unpredictable. But there's another side to this story. While Nicki frames herself as a victim of a powerful conspiracy, critics point to a long pattern of public conflicts, including feuds with Cardi B, Doja Cat, and others. Industry insiders dispute her Tidal payout claims, saying she never finalized the required paperwork. Her sabotage allegations lack concrete proof, and her more extreme theories mirror internet conspiracies without evidence. There's also the obvious double standard, attacking Jay-Z while defending family members with criminal convictions. And despite appearances, the relationship between Nicki and Beyoncé may not be as hostile as it seems. In March 2025, Beyoncé sent Nicki flowers to congratulate her on the Pink Friday 2 tour, a gesture Nicki shared positively. Nicki has repeatedly said her issue is with Jay-Z, not Beyoncé, suggesting this conflict is more business than personal. So the real question isn't whether Nicki's claims are true, it's whether the perception they create is damaging enough to force a response. So far, the Carters appear to be betting that silence is their strongest move. Only time will tell if that strategy holds. Click one of the cards on your screen to watch more videos like this.